some team is going to get a gem in Chennedy Carter if the Sky are dumb enough to let her walk. And I think the Sky are dumb enough to let her. Why can't that team, to take advantage of the Sky being dumb, be defeated? Because if it doesn't work out, fine, you trade.
Did you see Chennedy Carter in China? She's not just playing, she's rewriting the game. Dropping 40 points with ease, Carter is making WNBA stars look like rookies. And it's not just her skills, her leadership and sportsmanship are impressing everyone. Why are WNBA teams sleeping on this game changer? After everyone wrote her off, Carter is back, better than ever, and transforming the game.
The Chicago Sky don't really want Chennedy Carter. And what Chennedy Carter is currently doing right now in China is unbelievable.
Let's rewind. Carter used to be the player teams were hesitant to touch. She had the talent, but the drama surrounding her was too much for most to handle. Then something wild happened. When Carter went to China, she wasn't just scoring, she was straight up dominating, making it look effortless.
Like if you're seeing like what she's doing, it's crazy. Like she's dropping 40 every second game. And just how many players in the WNBA can do this? It's not many. It's really not many. Yeah, there's a lot of NBA players that can do this, but how many WNBA players can go like...
Can you believe it? Carter's dropping 40 points like it's easy, making defenders look silly. But here's the twist. It's not just about scoring. She's stepping up as a leader, helping teammates after tough fouls, being a true team player, and setting the standard on and off the court.
So, Chennedy Carter she's playing, she's there on the ball, she just gets shoved in the back. This is a like hard foul. Like you can see she's going for the steal, probably flagrant one, but she gets shoved in the back, and look what Chennedy Carter does. She gets up and helps her opponent up off the ground. She tries to help her opponent up off the ground. Like, this is what Chennedy Carter has done in that same game.
Might be wondering, how did Carter go from being labeled a problem child to a model pro? It's like she hit the reset button. She's focused and fully aware of what's at stake. What was missing before wasn't just personal growth. Now she's playing what coaches call winning basketball. It's not just about her stats anymore. She's elevating everyone around her and contributing to the team's success in ways that don't always show up on the scoreboard.
This is someone who very clearly knows, who very clearly is focused for the first time in her career.
Think about it. This is the same player who struggled with inconsistent seasons and off-court issues in the WNBA. Now, she's completely turned it around. It's like she went into the Chinese league as a talented yet troubled player and came out as a superstar leader. But you're probably asking, is she really dominating on the court? Well, let me tell you, Carter's not just playing well, she's putting up numbers that make WNBA superstars look like bench warmers. Her stats are insane.
If I'm a team that's looking for a championship, unless you're already there, if I'm one piece away from getting to a championship and I don't have and there's no player in free agency or I can't get a trade for that piece, I am willing to take...
Let's break it down. Points, assists, and rebounds. Carter's filling up every stat sheet, but it's not just about numbers. She's showing serious quality too. In those clutch moments that separate the good from the great, Carter's owning them. Imagine this. Only 2 seconds left in a quarter, and what does she do? She pulls off a spin move and drains a three-pointer like it's nothing.
It's scary how good Chennedy Carter is. Like, I've been watching these games in China. She has been literally the best player. She's been the best player in the entire league.
That's the kind of play that wins games. But you're wondering, can Carter keep this up in the WNBA? Here's the thing, she's not just scoring, she's doing it efficiently, with shooting percentages that would make even the best WNBA players jealous. And she's doing it against pro teams with WNBA-level talent. So why are WNBA teams still hesitating? Experts say her overseas performance, high scoring, efficient shooting, could easily translate to the WNBA. So what's the holdup?
So, this is the last couple of seconds in a quarter. She makes an incredible read, sprints down the floor, and you can see at this angle how quick she is. Through the legs, spin move, pull up for three, on the 2 seconds to go, bang.
You might be wondering if there's a flaw in her game, but the numbers don't lie. Carter's overseas stats aren't just good, they're historically great, placing her in an elite company that has WNBA GMs excited about her potential. Now, let's talk about the Indiana Fever. They're so close to being a powerhouse in the WNBA, but something's missing.
I think it's willing to take. I think anyone should be willing to take the risk. And a big part of that is also the fact that Chennedy Carter is a top 10 basketball player in the WNBA. She is willing to come off the bench.
You know that feeling when you have all the ingredients for an amazing meal, but you're missing that one special spice. That's where the Indiana Fever are right now. But what if I told you there's a player who could be that missing ingredient? A player who can create her own shot, pass like a wizard, and defend with intensity. That's exactly what Chennedy Carter brings to the table, and the Fever have a golden opportunity to snatch her up.
The Fever are unlikely to get Satu Sabla. The Fever are looking to win the WNBA championship.
Now imagine this, Carter and Kelsey Mitchell in the backcourt together. Can you picture it? Instant offense. We're talking about two players who can light up the scoreboard faster than you can say bucket. But it's not just about scoring. Carter's improved playmaking could elevate the whole Fever team. She's not just a scorer, she can set up teammates for easy baskets and see passing lanes that others miss. It's like she has eyes in the back of her head. That kind of talent is enough to overlook her past controversy.
If the Fever want a chance, even if they keep Kelsey Mitchell, Chennedy Carter will be the literal best bench player in the entire WNBA.
You know those elite scorers who keep coaches up at night. Carter is the kind of player who can make their lives miserable on the court. She's like a defensive Swiss Army knife, versatile, quick, and always ready to make a play. But here's the real kicker. Adding Carter to the Fever wouldn't just make them better. It could completely transform the team.
But I don't care about the cheap shot with Caitlin Clark. Because the reality of the situation is the Indiana Fever, at some stage or another, are going to have a player on their team that has talked shit or done something to Caitlin Clark. That is just reality.
We're talking about a team that could go from playoff hopefuls to legitimate championship contenders. And it's not just me saying that. Experts believe if the Fever secure Carter, they could be on the fast track to competing for titles. So why haven't they signed her yet? Well, that's where it gets complicated. You might be wondering, if Carter's so amazing, why isn't every team in the league fighting to sign her? Great question. The truth is, Carter's past issues weren't just small hiccups. There were real concerns about her attitude that had teams worried.
If the Indiana Fever can literally go out with a starting lineup of Caitlin at the 1, Kelsey Mitchell at the 2, Lexi Hull at the 3, anyone at the 4, Anissa Morrow at the 4, Aaliyah Boss at the 5.
Think about it. You're a GM, and you've got this incredible talent on your radar, but you also know about the drama that followed her in the past. You can't help but ask yourself, is this change for real, or is she just putting on a show to get back in the league? It's not just about attitude. Teams are also questioning if Carter can fit into their system. Can she play within a structured offense, or does she need the ball in her hands constantly to be effective? It's like trying to fit a square peg in a round hole. If your team has a specific culture and play style, you need to be sure Carter can adapt.
We've seen it in all sports. Players can despise each other. Like heck, we've seen what Dejanay and Marina Mabrey, they hated each other. But all's forgiven, once they're on the same team. Competitors can dislike competitors. Competitors can go at each other. This is something that happens in sports at the end.
But here's where it gets exciting. The teams that pass on Carter might end up regretting it big time. While they're playing it safe, someone else is going to take a chance and potentially land a superstar. Can you imagine being the GM who let the next big thing slip through their fingers? Let's be real for a second. This isn't the first time we've seen it. Remember DeMarcus Cousins or J.R. Smith? Both had reputation issues but turned their careers around with the right team and environment, showing everyone what they were really capable of. Who's to say Carter can't do the same?
And I don't know how many teams are that interested in getting her. And whatever the hell, you don't want her to go to the Aces because she might be the one player that pushes the only chance the Aces have winning it all is if Chennedy Carter comes.